Keith, just how impressive were Scotland tonight all round?
All round, really impressive. You know, it can be tricky going to Cyprus in the heat. If you let them grow into the game, it can get a bit daunting. But 6 minutes into the game, they're 1-0 up. They just didn't give Cyprus any sort of leeway. And I know after the first goal, Cyprus got a couple of shots off from distance. Throughout the night, they got a couple of shots off from distance. But it was largely just huffing and puffing. The second half, they were in just conserving energy mode. But Steve Clarke, that's a perfect away performance. 1-0 up in the first 10 minutes, keeping Cyprus at arm's length. And passing forward, running forward, and McTominay is just a heartbeat of that team. The way he runs forward, you know, we've seen glimpses of it at Manchester United, but largely he's deeper down the pitch at United. He's been tasked now with attacking with Scotland. The late runs are so hard to pick up. You need the communication to be very, very good. But if you time those late runs properly, in the turnover from player to centre half picking up from the midfield, you can just ghost in. And largely McTominay's timing has been absolutely excellent.
Just to put it into context, they've beaten everybody in the group now, which of course is very impressive. 2 more points needed to qualify. They can actually qualify this Tuesday. They don't play, of course. They have that international friendly against England, but a draw between Norway and Georgia on Tuesday will clinch qualification for Scotland, even at this point in the group. That's really impressive. Very
impressive. When you think they're in a group with Spain, we all know how good Spain is, and they beat the Spanish in Hampden already. It's just really, you look at some of the teams they're playing against. Obviously Cyprus, you'd expect them to beat Cyprus, but they just get it done. And this Scottish team, like Richard alluded to it, there is some outstanding individual players, but as a team, I don't think anybody that is going to go and play Scotland. You don't want to play Scotland in Glasgow, you definitely don't. But even away, getting them in your home patch, they're just really, really good. And again, it's difficult to say what is it that makes them tick, because it's a bunch of individuals coming together to make a team. There's an awful lot of talent there. There's an awful lot of hard work. And you see Andy Robertson play, this is 65 cap tonight. He doesn't want to come off the pitch. He wants to be there for the whole thing. And when you've got people like that who want to drive the team forward, McTominay, McGregor, McGinn, so much selfish running in there. And when you've got talent that works hard, it's very, very hard to beat.
What do you put that down to, the fact of the position that they're in? Like, does that directly come from the manager? This team seems to be so together.
I think it comes from the manager. I think it's the environment he sets in and around the place. And I go back to when they played Dublin, when they played Ireland in Dublin, and they were really, really poor on the night. I was in the Aviva, and I was quite disappointed with how Scotland played. I thought Ireland were very good on the day. I will give Ireland that, but Scotland were really, really poor. And a lot of the Scottish faithful were calling for Steve Clarke's head. And I thought, you know, you just have a very short memory here. And all of a sudden, you know, they've been pretty much perfect since that night in the Aviva. So they've been really, really excellent. And it goes down to Steve Clarke, the environment they're in, the players they have, you know, good professionals. Andy Robertson, McGregor, McGinn, McTominay, they're just good professionals. Gilmore's a little bit younger than the rest of the boys in there, but he must be looking around thinking, this is what it is to be a professional footballer. These are the standards you set. And like I say, sometimes you can be a bit up and down in international football. Scotland seem to have this standard that they set, and they reach it. They reached it in the first half here tonight. They didn't have to reach it in the second half because they'd already had the game out of sight.